Hello. I just want to try to find out what we can do to make the world a better place. And I know it starts with people's mindsets, with their attitudes, with knowledge, and with the willingness to introspect into themselves and the willingness to be confronted and to see one's own mistakes and all of these things. And that means to dissolve the ego further and hopefully dissolve it all eventually. How do we do this? How is this possible when someone has embryo photos on their Facebook page and is arrogant and is hostile and throws insults at anyone who is politely pointing out the facts to him? How is it possible that we heal this? I don't understand. I don't know. I'm trying to find out. I'm desperately trying to find ways for people to heal, for people to understand and to look at it. To look, I think, and that's what Jiddu Krishnamurti said, if people really got to the point where they actually look at it, where they actually see it, where they actually understand what is going on with themselves. When that happens, when that point happens, then all that religiousness and all of this ego and all these armored walls that they've built around themselves, they will all be just like this, dissolved, deleted. It won't be necessary anymore. And then we can think clearly, and then we can move forward, and then we can have real conversations and conversations together, and listening and hearing and understanding and teamwork and moving forward and be supportive of one another. Make peace. Then things can start to be completely healed. And I see it very clearly. I see every little step of it. I see how this can be done. But as long as people are hanging on to their religions, to their embryo photos or Sharia law or stoning women or mantras, endless mantras, or whatever people do, sacrificing animals and human children. I heard they do this in India in some places. I mean, this is beyond words, all of this. It's beyond words. And can people wake up to this? Like, can you wake up to this? Look at it. Are people willing to look at it? I had conversations with Muslims that are just rigorously, one Muslim woman from Africa, just rigorously defending her religion, no matter what it does to her, no matter how it mutes her, how it censors her, and so on. Can we look at it? Can we really look at it, what it is? Look at it. People are censored. Women have to wear chadors. They can't even show their face. They're not even allowed to study. They have to have underground schools, so it's not seen by men. Look at it. Don't meander your way through just to, so me, I get what I get, or I keep my religion and get to eat the cake too. No. If we want to free ourselves, we have to look at it. Look at the insanity, people. Look at Christians too, okay? Look at it. I talked to a Christian on Facebook, and there's no, a conversation is not possible with him. It is not possible. He became really hostile in the end and threw insults. I don't have time for that. This is not a conversation. It's a waste of time. I already gave him all of the facts, and that's why he got mad. So I don't reach people anyway like this. And I don't know how to reach them. I'm not hostile. I'm very friendly and polite. I point things out. But then shame comes in. They feel shamed. If someone else wins the argument, they feel shamed. And then the ego has to work on overdrive. And how do I get this across to people? How do I get this across to the utmost urgency of looking within oneself? The utmost urgency of letting go of these defense mechanisms, these psychological defense mechanisms that are just one image of oneself after another. If this self-image fails, then they'll get another one. They get another one and another one, and it goes on and on and on. Sometimes until they become desperate self-images and desperate, drastic attempts to make oneself protected from pain, or loved, or respected, or feel secure, in quotation marks, and so on. What all these things that people do to protect themselves, in quotation marks, from that pain in the past. And it just keeps on perpetuating itself. How do I reach anyone? How do I read? How can this be dissolved? How can people see? How can this guy that I talked to on Facebook, how can I make him see this without him feeling shame? How can we dissolve the shame? How can we dissolve the ego? How can we dissolve the war and the religion and all of that terrible negativity that people have created? How can we dissolve it? I'm asking this question because I don't know it. I don't know how to reach people. But if you have the answer for that, some people are better with people. Most people are better with people than I am. I see the solutions. I see it very clearly. The solutions are all there for the world and for every one of you, no matter in which predicament you are sitting. The solutions are there. You can turn everything around, can make your life prosperous and loving and wonderful. You can have it all. You can have it all. It's the truth. It's the truth. My life is an example of that. I'm in constant work. The work on yourself never ends. It's hard work, but that's the only way to dissolve it, is to face it and to work on it, and to constantly work on it, and constantly face it, and constantly work through, and let the tears flow, and get back up, and think, and talk, and write, And read. Read is the key. Read, read, read. Read as much as you can. And talk to other people about it. Make videos. And move forward. Okay, the solutions are all out there. They are there. Okay, I see it very clearly. I walk my talk. I told that guy on Facebook, I am walking my talk. You know, he thinks I'm just one of those liberal hippies that just sit there in their ivory tower and have a luxurious life and just blah, 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 blah. That is probably the case with some people in the world, but it is not the case in my life. It is absolutely not the case. I learned tremendous things in my life. Unbelievable things I learned. I learned to live with almost no money. And you can do that too. The solutions are out there. And so the more I learn and the more prosperous I become also, the more prosperity comes in all kinds of forms. Money is given to me, a good lifestyle, an amazing house and garden. Incredible things are happening. The solutions are out there. I do composting, I do recycling, I patch my clothes, I sew new clothes by hand, I do meditation, sewing meditation. I watch a lot of informative stuff. I learn a lot, and why can't other people do the same thing? You know, if you do the same thing, if you live vegan and completely clean, if you don't put any toxin into your bodies, no alcohol, no cigarettes, no drugs, no pharma drugs. Pharma drugs are killer. The solutions are out there. There are plants that work a million times, not a million, infinitively much more than pharma drugs. There are plants out there that are so healing and so medicinal. That is no comparison to the petty, awkward attempt of pharmaceutical drugs. The pharmaceuticals cause more harm than they help. I've seen it. I've seen it in my own life, I've seen it in other people's lives. It's the truth, it's the fact. Okay. The first step, as I told this guy on Facebook, is you must quit eating meat. Okay? I wear the PETA t-shirt today. Save the planet, go vegan. You must quit meat. We must not support the meat industry anymore. The cattle overbreeding, the deforestation that all goes together with this, and the horrific methane gases that cause global warming. All of this is caused by you eating meat. All of this destruction. You, every one of you, is responsible for this. Quit it. Quit eating meat. Okay? I cannot emphasize this often enough. I cannot talk about this often enough. And I will never shut up. I will never shut up as long as I live. You are responsible I'm not saying guilt tripping. You are in charge, and you are responsible, and you are part of it. If you eat meat, you're part of this, even if you're just an ant in this whole thing. The mountain of ants consists of every single ant in it. Get this into your head. You are in charge, and you are responsible, and you are not helpless. You can do something, you can get up from that couch, you can do something about it. Not guilt tripping, not feeling shame. Quit all of this. Throw that out. Throw that shame out. Okay? No shame. Shame is something that's an old feeling from the past. Dissolve it. Use your consciousness. Use your intelligence to dissolve that and say that's bullshit. Together with all that shitty religion that has been drilled into people. Shame, religion, wars, bullshit. Dissolve it. Peace, love, moving forward, progression forward, okay? Moving towards making the world a better place. You are responsible. You quit meat. You quit all of this. My mother doesn't want to see the footage, but she doesn't want to quit eating meat. No, I can't watch that, but I can't eat vegan. So that's what she says, you know. She can't eat vegan, but she cannot watch the footage. So if she saw the footage of the animal suffering, she would pass out, because I know she cares. My dad too. But she doesn't want to see it. Out of sight, out of mind. Continued on with the old life cycle, with the old school, the old habits, the habituation of things. Meat is a killer. It kills. You eat, kill, you die. Okay? This is the truth. It's a fact. It is a killer. Cholesterol, triglycerides, suffering, tremendous suffering, pain, torture, all of that is in it. It's a killer. Don't do it. Don't support it. Don't put it in your bodies. It's your life. It's all of our lives. Jiddu Krishnamurti always said when he was giving presentations, he said, I see you're falling asleep. This is your life. You would rather watch a movie right now. Because he saw through people. He saw that. He saw every single person in that 500 people auditorium. And they would chuckle, embarrassed. Yeah, but they did it. They were thinking about something else. They were thinking about mundane things, you know. Thinking about movies and other what they are gonna eat. Rather think about their sex partner or you know, the drama that people have, the ego drama. There is no space really to listen to something that is clear cut, that is orderly. There's no space in that disorder. So how can we get the space in? How can we make space in that disordered brain that most of us have? I think all of us, to some degree. I'm no exception. I'm not a god. I'm not above all of this. But I'm trying to get this across. I'm a messenger of that information. That's all. Trying to get this across. How do we get this across? How do we let this sink in? Someone sits on the couch and says, I can't, I can't, I can't, I can't. So busy saying I can't that nothing comes out of it. My mother says she can't quit her animal tested cosmetic wrinkle creams and the tortured animal flesh. Of course she can. Of course she can quit this. Of course she could. So what is stopping her? What is this? Why is that fundamentalist 60-year-old fat guy on Facebook? Why is he like this? Why is he so arrogant? Why is he so embarrassingly deluded? Why is he so bloated? What makes him feel so bloated? I am puzzled. I am so incredibly puzzled over this. Help me give me a comment, say something. Criticize me if you have to. Can we do it without the insults? Maybe, but yeah, productive criticism is welcomed on my channel. I don't censor people. So, yeah, I don't know. How do we get this across? How do we get the message by Jiddu Krishnamurti, David Bohm, and David Schoenberg? How can we get this conversation that they had? How can we get that into the world? How can we get people to listen to this? I don't know what to do. I don't know. People they perpetuate each other in their societies. Each other perpetuates the other with one person says, oh, I'm going vegan. The other person says, oh, I just made you this meat taco here. Now I went through so much trouble to make it. Here, eat it. And the other person goes, oh, I didn't want to eat this anymore, but eats it because he wants to be polite to his mother or aunt or whatever, or grandmother. Yeah. So how do we dissolve this? Where do we start? And this was just one example out of millions. Where do we start? Or someone who is a woman who is mistreated in the Middle East, but she can't say anything, not just socially, but legally. The women there, they cannot say something or they get killed. So I guess this is so inflamed and infected. We cannot even start really there. So I mean, the only thing I can do is for those people to say, I'm here for you. I know you don't agree with anything I say because it goes against your religion, but I'm here for you. If you need to cry, I'm here. I don't know what else to do. What else can I do? What else can I do other than make comments and videos and try to get this message across? Just because there are mafia-esque authorities out there that are running this planet, running countries and running entire communities with terror, doesn't mean we can't dissolve this. Because it could be dissolved if everyone started to listen and understand. This could be dissolved. You can share your cake with others. You don't need to hoard it. You can't even eat it. Let's eat the cake together. Let's work on it together and let's harvest beautiful and good results together and share. And that's the only way we can move forward, is if everyone, no matter where you are, even the women in the Middle East, you can do something about it. Okay? And some of them are trying to help others get out and doing certain things. But that still does not create an internal reform. The reform has to come from within, not from a system that is just put on top. That's just police. That doesn't create peace. Peace comes from within. It is a slow learning process. It's a healing process. Yeah. And we need to start to allow this to happen. And we need to look for these people. They are out there. There's a number of people out there who are giving really wise videos and books to you. Get into it. No matter who you are and where you are on this planet, no matter how disadvantaged you are, or no matter how suppressed you feel and so on, you can do something about it. You can work on yourself. You do not have to be sitting there completely helpless. There are always things you can do. Yeah, you can work on yourself, on your mindset, and on your wishes, and on your commitment to making the world a better place. And things will happen. Okay? So you guys take care. Bye.